Well, we saw the announcement, didn't we, of Bajaj Pulsar coming on board. And it's time to meet that's next gen Pulsar power. Well, it's explosive fast. I think it's unstoppable.
It's faster than the bloke sitting next to them, that's for sure.
I reckon he's probably one of the workers who hasn't slept in not just days, HT, weeks. It was a real Trojan team effort. Everyone doing their part to get this ground ready for the big opening night. It would be so fitting if we did have a grand climax in that final over. Got him all straight through. This game, it's twisting. I think it's starting to hang on a knife edge. The reigning champions are that for a reason. And the Bolts strike back, the 8th bowler to be used.
Again, it's the pace. The first delivery was flat and quick. This one, pace off the ball. Through the stroke, loses his leg stump. They're giving themselves a chance, but that's all it is. It's just a chance. Tripati goes, played nicely for his 39. The Gorkhas are 102 for 3.
Second time into Nepal for this man, John Simpson, former England international, very talented cricketer. Had an exceptional season for Sussex, was one of the leading run scorers in the county championship, having moved across from Middlesex a few seasons back. He kept wickets very well in the first innings, but he's got a job to do. He's here because of this.
No real turn, just went onto the arm, but it was the variation of pace. Well, they're a little worried.
Gets it out of the screws, out the ground, that'll do. One American strikes over the other. Big hit that twists the game again. Chase looking good now, 109 for 3. Milan Kumar is just having the most remarkable 2025. Every Nepal fan across this nation was cursing him throughout that recent ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2 series, where Nepal could not pick up a single win in the ODI format, having had such a good 6 weeks in the T20Is. That 2-1 Unity Cup win over the West Indies and remaining unbeaten in the T20 World Cup qualifier for the Asia EAP region. Going to be Kishore Mahato. He'll be looking to force his way onto the plane for that World Cup next year to John Simpson. Pulled and pulled all the way. It's a favourite stroke of Simpson's. Most keepers are good on the short ball. Simpson into his work immediately.
Yeah, not just the short ball, square of the wicket strokes. You'll often see them get on bended knee and sweep and reverse sweep the spinners, but against the quicks they like to cut and pull.
Changes the pace goes to the off-cutter. Just those back-to-back maximums across the 2 overs. Well, it's taken the wind out of the sails of the Bolts, who, credit to them, had been fighting back well.
I think the wickets in hand that the Gorkhas had, I think that would have been the message from Monty Desai is, look, the last thing we want is to go into the last over here, even if it means we need one off the last over. We don't want to see it. We don't want to see it. So if we've got to take a risk or two now, we can.
I promise you we will see it throughout the season, though. Maybe not tonight, but on evenings to come. It's what the DNA of cricket in Nepal is: excitement, passion and drama. And it's not just here in Nepal. Listen to this message I've just got. Lenny, the NPL excitement couldn't let me sleep. I've woken up at 3 a.m. and watched every ball from Columbus, Ohio in the United States of America. That diaspora we saw during the T20 World Cup last year as they packed into the Grand Prairie Stadium in Texas for that Netherlands game. There's Nepalese people all over the world. Just a punch down the ground. 1 bounce, 4 more. Nice little cameo this from John Simpson.
I love this stroke. I really do. Often people don't like to go straight down the ground because it's the most cluttered area. There's an umpire, there's a non-striker, there's a bowler, there's a long on and long off. But the gap between long on and long off is vast, and Simpson finds it.
Those county championship numbers this year for John Simpson, he says himself he's in the form of his life. Captain Sussex, had the gloves, and across the 14 games made over 1,000 runs at an average in excess of 60 with 400s. No surprise, I think he is a very shrewd signing by Monty Desai.
He's closing in on his 40th year, isn't he? 36, 37, he would have thought he was arriving here as the oldest player. 37 years of age. He would have got off the aeroplane and thought, you know what, I'm going to be the oldest player here. But he's giving Imran Tahir 10 years.
And of course, Sohail Tanvir's right up there too. We got a few real veterans. You don't think of Faf du Plessis as old either, do you? But he's 40 years young. I think he turned 41 actually during that great Major League Cricket run they had during the summer over in the United States. It's in the shape of his life though still, Faf du Plessis. Can't wait to see him here. Good sharp bouncer. And Milan Kumar is going to say, I'll walk off. There is just a feather of a contact. It is maybe the one weakness that Milan Kumar has, but it's probably come as too little too late. But a good moment for the young quick with that extra yard of pace.
What a cracking delivery this is. There's bounce, there's pace, and just a feather of a glove. That's what we like to see. We like to see that. Yes, the umpire raised the finger, but Milan Kumar was already on his way. 19 of 22 deliveries. It's 1-2-2 for 4.
To the crease, the captain of Namibia, who starred in that historic, unforgettable victory for Namibia over South Africa, your alma mater. HD, just thought I'd remind you about that one. Big appeal and given. It's 2-2. It's cricket in Nepal. There's always a twist and turn. Anil Shah back into the attack, and somehow the Bolts are still in this. Some were questioning, why is Anil Shah bowling? Well, he's answering them in emphatic fashion.
I'm afraid, is clattering into leg stump. That is gone. He's bowled well here, as Anil Shah, 1 for 17 in his 3 overs. But that's a very fine innings, just 6 balls, but 13 has gone a long way to getting his side over the line. 122 for 5. I was just about to say, no one mentions the World Test Championship. No one mentions the Rugby World Cup.
We gotta watch that together. Every single one of the 8 franchises put in for this man in the mini auction. No surprise about that. Of course, for much publicised reasons, was away from the game for the best part of 3 years and then came back in the most remarkable of styles, taking 4 wickets against the West Indies. Wasn't used with the ball today, but is going to be needed to get the Gorkhas over the line with the bat.
I hope he's got his athletic spikes on, because Erasmus will run hard. It's one thing that the Namibian captain does do well. He runs exceptionally well between the wickets.
Probably could have batted really anywhere in this middle order, couldn't he, from 3 down to 6. It's being used down here. The ball definitely just skidding on a touch under the floodlights. Don't think Anil Shah will thank his fielder for that throw. Haven't seen him bowl much, to be honest, HD. I usually see him with the gloves on, but he's been effective tonight.
Better than that. Economy of under 6. A wicket. Reading the conditions. I thought teams would give consideration to actually bowling first, because forget about it. That's out the ground. They won away now. That's an almighty hit.
Well, Adil Alam's trademark stroke is the helicopter shot. Not quite the full helicopter we saw blessing this ground and covering it in flowers to mark the opening night, but the mini helicopter comes out from Mohamed Adil Alam. This is why he was so in demand. Just one turn of the chopper's blades and it flies 75 metres into the deep. And the reigning champions are going to be going down to defeat. As Adil Alam, the man in demand, he hits the winning runs. It will just be the single to get them over the line. And the crowd very much favouring the Jankpur Bolts. They've been becalmed, silenced somewhat, as it will be the Gorkhas that will get their campaign underway with a win. A little bit of an anticlimactic finish out there because the players aren't quite sure, but they've done it in real style, in real comfort. You have to say, the
आप
better
लोग
of the two sides.
आज का मैच जीत गया काठमांडू गोरखास 5 विकेट से। आज जनकपुर बुल्ट हार गया। और कल आप लोग बने रहिए, सब्सक्राइब करके रखिए। कल भी दिखाएंगे मैच आप लोग का 4 बजे से नेपाली टाइम। आप लोग सब्सक्राइब करके चैनल मेरे रखिए, फिर कल आएंगे लाइव में। आज का मैच खत्म हो गया।
And the run chase, well, it was clinical.
That's the perfect adjective, clinical, and that's exactly what you'd expect from